everybody? Welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to talk about the breaking news that happened yesterday, which is the bigger news, and then I'll talk about a little bit of the other stuff, is Disney decided to move Black Widow. Not only did they move it back to July, I believe, July 9th, but it will also premiere on Premium Access and theaters at the same time. Now, this move is something that I have talked about on my channel for a long time. I have been against it for a very long time. If you've been listening to me, you know that I've said many times that they're not going to move this thing to Disney Plus unless they absolutely have to. And I was like that. I was very strong about that in the beginning, but the longer it went on, I mean, this COVID thing's been around for almost a year now. You know, this COVID thing has been like, America was in shutdown and whatnot, and, we've been recovering from it, but the whole, COVID thing's been affecting America, like, on a major scale for about almost a year now. And in about 5 weeks, it'd be a year to the day that Black Widow was supposed to come out and got moved. Which would mark 2 years since an MCU movie was in the theater. But, well, it's still gonna go to theater, but it'll still be 2 years since the MCU movie went to theater. Only thing in which even I, over the course of that time, have kind of, maybe it's because I've saw WandaVision since then. And, maybe it's because I'm seeing Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that it's kind of softened me a bit because, in my mind, like, the only reason I have been so hard fast on I didn't want Black Widow or any of the MCU stuff to go, like, except the movies and except the shows or projects that they have made specifically to be on Disney Plus, it's because I've always said that unequivocally one of the areas where Marvel has just trampled DC and basically every other comic book medium and basically every other franchise, not just DC, every franchise, is at the box office. The box office has really been one of the big, there is no argument against. You know what I mean? Like, people can debate up and down into the red in the face if, is this movie better than this movie? Is this movie better than this movie? Do I like this movie better? But what you can't argue is that the MCU is not only the most profitable franchise in terms of films of all time, but it's the undisputed champion at the box office. Like, when you look at the top, 20 movies of all time, like 10 of them are MCU movies. So like 8 or 10 of them are MCU movies. Like, it's crazy. When you look at the billion-dollar movies, no franchise has more than like 3. No franchise has more than like 5. But like, I think Star Wars is up behind the MCU with like $4 billion movies. I think they have $4 billion movies, but no other franchise. But the MCU has let me think, all 3 Avengers. Not all 3 Avengers. All 4 Avengers movies. Black Panther, Captain America: Civil War. Captain America: Civil War. Spider-Man: Far From Home, Black Widow, Black Panther. Like, you see what I'm getting at? Like, the Avengers, like, almost half of the MCU's films are made over $1 billion. 2 of them have made $2 billion, and some of them have made $1.5 billion. So the box office is a really big deal to the MCU because, like I said, it's an area where they're just completely dominant and there is no dispute, which is why I have always been kind of hesitant for Black Widow to get moved, because I feared that it got moved and it succeeded and they start to go away from the box office where they're just, making a killing, where they're dominating the competition, and once they go to streaming, it could get a little bit more muddled because it'll be a little bit more about opinions. But, the longer Black Widow got pushed, the longer it went on, I was like, you know what? I just want them to release this movie. You know what? If they have to put it on premium, that's fine. I just want this movie to get out there because I really really want to see Black Widow get this. So, when I heard that they were going to move it, I wasn't too shocked. It didn't hurt me as much as I thought it would. I was kind of like, I guess because I've had 9 months to go, no. I've had 9 months to dwell on it, so now I'm like, okay, it's what it is. But the thing that I don't get is why they moved it if they're going to do that. I mean, the movie was supposed to come out in May, which is in about 5 months from now. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, I wonder why they would move it quite that far. Now, granted, I think I saw something along the lines of like, by the time Loki wraps up, Black Widow will be coming out. But I honestly think they could have just released it. Like, they should have just released it. I mean, I don't see why they moved it. They could have just released it in May premium. They could have just changed it and been like, okay, it's releasing still that day, but it's just gonna be premium access in theaters at the same time. I think they moved it. Like, I guess the only reason I could actually, maybe I do know the reason they moved it. I think they moved it because they wanted to get a double whammy. They wanted to get both. They wanted to give themselves enough space because a lot of movie theaters are opening back up. Movie theaters in LA and New York are opening up, which are the biggest markets in America, like in terms of theaters and in terms of where Hollywood, these movies make their big money. Regal Cinema is opening up in April. So perhaps they're moving it so that way they can position themselves to get more money. So they didn't want to just open it up in May, which they didn't want to open up in May. And I think the results of Raya and the Last Dragon are really telling that, like, okay, it didn't make a ton of money at the box office. Though there's other reasons for that. Though honestly, it still probably wouldn't have made a lot of money, even if it had Regal Cinemas. I've seen a lot, like, because if you don't know, Regal and all the other only people who were showing Raya and the Last Dragon were AMC because of contracts. But even if the other companies theaters were showing Raya, I don't think it would have made too much more money. Maybe 10, 20 million more. Because Raya's made about almost $100 million, like about $80 million worldwide, which is just, it is what it is right now. Which is, like I said, it's weird just because of how much money other things are making. Like in China, there are movies making like ridiculous amount of money, which no one knows if that's true or not because China's weird. But, even still, you would hope that, a movie like that, Raya would make a lot more money than that. But like I said, it's hard to really tell. So a lot of people think they moved Black Widow because they were nervous, because they were unsure if it was going to make as much money because Raya was like the litmus test. But they clearly don't like the results that Raya got on... clearly Raya isn't killing it on the premium access to such a degree that they're just like, yeah. Clearly that this is a testing ground, which I'm gonna go to the theaters to see it, and I probably will buy it on premium access too. I'll probably end up doing both. I'll probably go to the theaters to see it, and then I'll buy it on premium access so I can just have it, after I've gone to the theaters to see it. But I'm going to go to the theaters to see it first. Like, I'm not gonna buy this on premium access. I'm gonna go to the theaters to see it first, and then I'm gonna buy it on premium access afterwards so that I can just have it and can watch it when I want to. I mean, granted, it'll probably be free on there, but still, I want to have it right away to watch, so I'll probably just do that too. But, outside of Black Widow, there was a couple other moves that were made. First of all, Crulla, which I thought looked great. That's going to day and date premium access May 28th, so that's still coming out the day it's supposed to come out, which is why, like I said, I was like, I don't quite get it, but maybe they're trying to give themselves some space. Luca, the new Pixar movie that's coming out. I think it's Luca. This Italian Pixar movie that's coming out. That is going to be on Disney Plus for free. I forgot when. I think it's like April. I think it's April something. But it's coming out on Disney Plus for free, just like Soul before it. And there's another movie that got moved too. I'm trying to remember what it was though. Those were the big ones. Those were the big moves, really. Shang-Chi got moved to November, or September, something like that, which means that most likely Eternals is going to get bumped a tiny bit too. Maybe we shall wait and see. But like I said, a little bit of move, a little bit of friction. Eternals didn't get moved. Like I said, it seems like basically Disney doesn't want, they don't trust it they don't trust what's happening right now. They didn't make any huge moves. Like, these are huge moves, but I don't think they're that as big as it's not like they shifted everything. They just went, look, we're gonna shift it a little bit more. We're gonna put this stuff on premium access because it's too close. We can't kick these any further down the line, but we want to still give ourselves enough space. Like, they still see potential in Black Widow. And to be fair, if Black Widow does great at the box office, they'll probably just get, otherwise, if Disney wanted to make that big a move, they would have just said all of our movies are going to premium access release date. But they didn't do that. The immediate movies, because they didn't want to put those movies out there as sacrificial lambs. So like I said, we shall see. But that is the news. I don't know how to feel about it. Like, there's a part of me that's disappointed, but there's another part of me that's like, well, I can still go to the movies to see it. You know what I mean? There's these two halves of me, and by the time Black Widow comes out, Regal will be open, so I can go to Regal if I want to. Even though we have an AMC around where I am, so I can go to that too. I'm just happy to see this movie. I just want this movie to come out and get the love it deserves and get the shine it deserves. There are plenty of movies that I'm just like, I'm happy that I went to go see Raya in the theaters because I think that was an amazing experience at the theaters. I'm probably gonna see Godzilla vs. Kong at the movie theaters with Seth. So you're gonna look out for that one when that happens, because hell, the theatrical experience is very important to me, and I'm thinking about making a video just talking about the theatrical experience and why it's important to me. But for now, that is the news. I am mixed. I am like, you know what? I'm gonna see it regardless in the theaters. Like, regardless, I'm seeing this movie in the movie theaters, so I'm good. I'm gonna see Crulla in the movie theaters, so I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm seeing all these films in the movie theaters if I can see them in the movie theaters. Sad that I can't see, like, Luca in the movie theaters, that's just going directly to, because, like, I thought that about Soul, too. I was like, this is such a great movie, man. Like, but, it is what it is. Apparently, someone like Dan Burrow was talking about how, like, maybe pick, like, that, Soul did huge numbers for Pixar, and huge numbers for Disney Plus. Got him like 8 million subscribers, something like that, which is a lot of subscribers for one thing. So, they probably were like, let's put this shit on there. Let's try it again with this and see how that goes. I hope this doesn't become a trend for Pixar, though. I hope this doesn't become like the thing, because if this keeps working out, Pixar might be exclusively to Disney Plus. But anyways, thank you guys for joining the Common Game Movie Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and how do you feel about Black Widow and all of these films being moved? Black Widow and Cruella going to premium access / opening day of? Are you like me, where it's like, it doesn't really matter, I'm gonna go to the movies to see this anyways? 'Cause that's how I feel. I'm going to go to the movies to see this. I just wanted it to be a bigger deal, but it's okay. It's all right. You know what? It's all good. I'm getting MCU stuff right now. I'm happy with Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm happy with WandaVision. I got more stuff coming. Got more stuff coming. I am good. Thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. See you in the next one.